As I inhale smoke, breathe it out through my nose. No idea where I'm going, but baby, I gotta go. Think about my mother like did I tell her I love her before I hopped in this Honda and put my life on this road. I be spilling my soul on verses they say it shows. That's why they can feel the pain in my voice when they at my shows. Take a walk in my shoes, ain't really got shit to lose when you already in debt. This college thing, all you know, man, I see it different than most. I just wanna grind, whole life looking up at the sun like I wanna shine. And my ex-girl now, cause she wanted time, and I ain't having to give her, too busy going for mine. I mean, kinda ironic, my dreams be keeping me up at night. I got an old soul, got a lust for life. I got old hoes, only stuck them twice, and if I never do anything else, make sure I fuck them right. This life I'm living is nothing like what I used to know. People that I used to see in places that I used to go are no longer important. Cause I just can't ignore the fact that I've been in these Jordans since before moms could afford them. All them old songs I recorded, all that money we set aside just for me to drop out of college and you to let it ride. Told me only people who fail are the ones who never tried, and now I do it big, it's crazy, it's like he never died. Reminisce over drum kicks, cause I can't say the same for all the niggas I hung with. And I ain't smiled in the picture in a while. You ever tried to console a mother bearing a child? You ever sat in the lobby of that hospital room praying that your partner don't die from a bullet wound? You ever watched your ex-girlfriend battle with cancer? You ever talked to God that got pissed cause he never answered? Just trying to clear my mind. Everybody got a vent from time to time, but the fact of the matter is I refuse to wait in line for niggas who ain't even invested dime. Take them back when I was 9, couldn't even write them 8-bar raps. I met Nuke in the 7th grade, cocking baseball caps, and only 6 people gon' catch that line. And I can keep counting down, but I'ma say that for the next go round. Hey, one mic, nigga, it's Esco time. I'm rambling now, 21 years, I'm panicking now. I got older and realized that all them niggas that I feared was clowns. Plot twist like who the Mandarin now. Talking to God, feeling like I'm talking to clouds. Throwing shots the only time they told me reach for the sky. Hey, we was here before Columbus, but they teaching a lie. Don't even have to clip our wings, won't believe we can fly. Talking to God. Yeah.
So what's going on, everybody? That man said he said they ain't even got to clip our wings because we don't think we can fly. They don't have to clip our wings because we don't think we can fly. We know better, right? We know better. Over here, we know better. So I'm about to give Bob a call. Let me give him a call right now. Oh, I said let me give him a call. Then I got something from can y'all hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Hit the 1, press 1 or do something. Let me know that you can let me know you can hear me. Let me know y'all can hear me. Can everybody hear me out there? Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yes, Bakari, I'm here.
What's going on? I was trying to ask them if they can hear me. I don't know. Some people in the chat. Maybe everybody left. I don't know. I told them I was about to call. What's going on? How you doing?
I'm doing good. The weather upstate New York is cold and wet, but I'm doing all right.
You doing all right?
Might as well be. I don't have any control of the weather that I know of.
I got you. Look, so but before we get started, let's give our Bible, Ogundabade, better known as Pop Benny. Let's give this man an applause. Hey man, we wanted to thank you for coming joining the panel again this evening.
All right, listeners, it's my pleasure, always my pleasure. It's like passing the torch, passing knowledge. I want people to know knowledge is power. When you can empower your own self, it's a blessing. It's a good thing. Because what I tell folks here today is something that was taught or told to me, and I'm just passing it along so it can pass to other people's children, grandchildren, and spreads. We have to know who we are as a people. If we don't know who we are, somebody else will tell us. That's not always the truth.
Yeah, you are right about that. Somebody else will tell you, and other people tell you, and they have control of everything. You know, they have control of the information that should be disseminated to us and given to us properly. They will not tell you the truth because they want to keep us, my opinion, they want to keep us confused. They want to keep us down. So it's a good thing that you come through.
But you know, our ori, our spirit, our who we are as a people is much stronger than we realize or they realize. No one, I don't think, in annals of history have been put into such a burdensome, there's so many adjectives I could use, situation, generation after generation after generation, and still come out and breathe. Not everybody, but if one or two can pass it along, that they have succeeded and come. Some who have been addicted to things and have found and been able to shake it. I personally, myself, I was too afraid to get involved in things. You know, I was mindful, I think, from birth, and I was taken here and there by I always refer to by the elders, by my grandparents, and things that were told to me. But I was always very observant to the point where I am now, where I can share stories, the things that I have seen, heard, felt to someone else, and the other people can say, oh yeah, they can understand that or relate to it. You know, it's two topics. Unless you have questions you want to ask, there's two things I want to just make mention on. They talk about at times laying on of hands to heal. And people might think that's just a myth. Now, they might think it was done in Africa or in the South where the Africans were basically taken for free labor. But the stories and things that people and the culture was brought over on those ships, the beliefs in the mind, the ideas of who we are. And when we're born upon this earth, when we come through, as I said, our mother's body, we have forgotten all that we've learned in the spiritual world, but we bring back still some vague essences. You know, like one could say, that smells like that. That tastes like that. That's familiar. Okay? And to the point where it develops inside of you and your inner voice starts to speak to you. You must learn to trust people. So I hear voices. You very well might, but trust what you hear. If it's soft and low and sweet, as it was taught to me, that's a true spirit talking to you. I remember I was about 10 years old, and I was having problems with my body. I was sick. I wasn't feeling right. I had a stomach ache. So many things were wrong, and all of that really is spirit. All we have to do is understand how to tap into the correct spirit. Now, people say, "Pi, you're always talking about a spirit, and that's all we are. Spirit incarnate into flesh. That's all we are. Because if we lose a leg, we lose an arm, the body continues. It doesn't stop. So you can only think of all this massive tissue no longer functions. What happened to the essence of the life itself? Where does it go? As in Earth, Wind, and Fire, the song, sound never dissipates. It means it doesn't stop. It only relocates to another place in time. They were speaking poetry, they're speaking prophecy, they're speaking singing facts, Earth, Wind, and Fire. And my great aunt, this is before this music came out, okay, I'm talking prior to this music coming out. My great aunt rubbed my stomach. My stomach was really hurting bad. No, first my grandmother did it. She rubbed my stomach because that was the understanding. People rub stomach, rub back, rub this, rub that. And my grandmother did it, and it continued to hurt. And I recall vividly, very clearly, her sister was there, my great aunt, and my aunt Maggie, and she rubbed my stomach, and my stomach stopped hurting. So much to the point where I was aware of it. When you're in pain, you whine and you cry and all that. That pain stopped. So at the time I said I was very tired, and I sat underneath a tree in front of Queens College in New York. I was tired there.
Hold up 1 second, Pop-In. Hold up. I'm going to step away for a second. I'm going to go get me some cold water, but I'm going to be listening. You can keep going. I just want to let you know that if you have said something, I don't respond. So I'll be right back.
Okay, I'll keep talking. And I turned around and looked at the tree and said, thank you, because a load was taken off. When my great aunt finished rubbing my stomach for that period of time, my stomach stopped hurting. Mind you, I'm recording all these different things in my head all through my life, little things which seem to be trivial. How I remember, only God can tell you, but I remember well enough to be able to tell you today. And I realized that the touching, the energy in your hand, now, science has a way of bringing together saying it's this, that, and the other. I'm not disputing what they say, but I also know it's spirit. Because these people knew nothing about what they are doing today. Okay, in terms of the mechanics of science. But they understood what they understood, which was very simple to them. It mattered not about all the various, how can I say this, the formulas and the this and that, and all these things that people write down. It's all programmed inside of you, each and every one of us. So I want to bring that to let you know here. Those things are real. You ever hear about it? It's for real. Okay. Sometimes people will touch somebody, they'll get a negative feeling, but sometimes they'll touch them, they'll get a positive feeling. Same thing as when a person comes into a room or into an area where you are. Some people feel the drain and say, oh my God, this person, they don't like them for whatever reason. It's a negative feeling. Or a person can come in, smell nice, look nice, or maybe not even those attitudes, just the fact of their presence make people feel good. Now, everybody's not going to like that, but you got yin and yang in everybody. Some people are going to be yin, some people are going to yang. In other words, some people are going to be very positive, drawn to. Some people are going to be repelled from, for whatever reason. It could be ego or just a matter of the energy. I also want to speak of the fact that we talk about, you hear people talk about depression, mood swings, those situations, and they want to give you a medicine for that. Okay, there's always a medicine for that. There's always a medicine for that, everything really. Because I guess certain things is business. It's what it is. But I do know that when you do certain things, like And I'll let it lead off like that. People say, like what? Okay, burn incense. Because I do it. I burn it at night when I go to sleep. Lulls my brain into a certain way. When I wake up in the morning, I will do it. It's kicking away negative energy, bad spirit, negative energy. And you find yourself feeling a certain way. When you take a bath in certain things, some people use a certain perfume. All these things connect. Okay, if you're feeling good. I remember when I was in Harlem one day, there was a store we used to go to get products before I went to Africa. See, these certain things are all over. I'm not going to say Africa, you see every place, but to me, it moved to that point because I've used everything I knew. Trust me, so much of what I knew, I couldn't get the ball to bounce. Couldn't get the rock to move until I went there. That's why you hear me speak about it, and you'll say, well, what about if I can't go? Well, you're going to go because I'm taking you there. The stories are the things I tell you are your transportation there until you can physically get there. So I'm taking, it's like reading a book. When you read books, you take your spirit, goes to wherever it might go. You look at movies, it goes wherever it might go.
Okay.
I'm a part of. I took this perfume. I don't remember the name of it, but I remember the store. Oh, I do remember. It's called Tobacco Incense, but it was a perfume. And I had no, I really had no reason that I could think of. I wasn't feeling depressed. I wasn't feeling anything. So there's someone said, why'd you do it? I said, because I felt like it. Sometimes you're going to do things and you don't have an answer. Sometimes there's no logic to everything you do. Okay? Sometimes there's no rationale, but it wasn't nothing negative. I took this tobacco perfume incense and put it on my neck. You put dabble something on your body. It smelled good. I wasn't trying to, attract anything but money, prosperity. I won't say money, prosperity, just goodness. And there was something on me that I felt lift off. I don't know if anyone else has had this experience, but whatever it was, it jumped off. And this has happened a few times. Not just with that, I went to a store one time and I was talking to some people and I picked up something. You can go in places sometimes and pick up sometimes positive energy and negative energy. Those are spirits.
So let me ask you a question before we continue. It was something you said in the beginning that I wanted to ask you about. When you mentioned everything that we have gone through in this side of the world, period, as African people around the world, really. So what I want, when we go through African spirituality and what we're talking about, the spirits, how do we use this to make sure we don't continue to go through these things? How can we use this to create some unity amongst them?
Something you're going to have to repeat again and again and again. It's like lighting a stove to cook food or to warm your house. Take a bath, take a shower. Some things, in fact, most things, are repetitive. You do it. It becomes a practice. Your hands are dirty. You got to wash them. Face is dirty. You got to wash them. How do you prevent it from happening? Certain things you're not going to prevent. Certain things are solution.
Yeah, I'm saying, can this be a solution? Can this be part of the solution? Is what I mean.
Yeah, well, there's certain things you do that are part of the equation for progress. If that makes sense to you. Okay. There's things that people wear that protect their aura, protect them from the negative. Okay? And it could be a stone, as I've said before, it could be a metal object, it could be something infused with something else that brings on the vibration of a protection. There's so many different things. There's no one thing. There are many things. I can only tell you that it's not something you have to believe will happen, because I came on the stage of not knowing, not totally remembering my past incarnations. That's why I found myself in the problem, because if I could remember everything, every lifetime I've gone through, I wouldn't, no one, not just I, no one would have a problem. But because I did not remember, I remembered enough to know to listen, to have my sense of my antennas up, to be led to different places that would give me the balance and the help that I needed. Mentally, psychologically, same thing, spiritually, the whole thing. It's something that I had to be shown, and I'm still being shown. Still coming to that understanding. Because if I understood everything right now as I'm talking to you, I wouldn't be here. There'd be no point in me being here. There'd be nothing for me to learn. What I'm doing right now is sharing. Okay? Everybody, as long as you breathe air upon this earth, you are a student. Some people might use the word neophyte. It's a different word for the same thing. That you'll understand, as they say, you'll understand better by and by. Well, those old folks had expressions that, you know, we might laugh at and smile at today as if they were antiquated from some time in Antioch, some place where, you know, there's nothing changed. It's all under the sun. Just the faces. And nothing changed. The same dilemma that they have 2, 3, 4, 500 years ago or whatever, it's the same dilemma we have today. Unity being one of them. Everybody's not going to agree. Everybody's not going to understand. Some people want to be in charge. Some people don't want to hear nothing. And the other one got to say, they want to do what they want to do until they find their way is not the best. And they might still try until something says, yield, give that nonsense up and learn to listen. And when we start to incorporate certain things in our own regimen, we incorporate something new, it becomes part of our regimen. Gorillas, excuse me, which is another primate, they are very intelligent animals. Oh, they're very intelligent. And if they haven't eaten something and they don't know what it is, they'll see the baby don't know what it is, and they'll eat it anyway because they don't have that fear. And when they see that other one eat and everything is all right with them, they'll incorporate that into their vocabulary of food. Even we, you and I, as grown, as we want to call the word grown people, whatever that word's supposed to be, certain foods we should eat, certain foods we shouldn't eat. And we learn. Recently on the news, they had a picture, not a picture, they showed this orangutan. The orangutan is the only primate that doesn't mind living by himself. Okay, they prefer to live by themselves without reason. Humans, baboons, chimpanzees, all kind of different primates. They live together because they need the company of one another. Anyway, there's a big male. This actually showed that how he got to this sore on his face. They didn't show you. I don't even think they know, but they saw him chewing a leaf, applying it to his face where the wound was, and whatever was wrong healed.
I saw that too.
Okay, he learned to heal himself. What we call weeds out here, they're not weeds. What do you call they're not weeds. It's medicine. If you don't know how to use it, of course, there's a weed, this, that, and the other. Dandelion, they make tea, they make wine, they make a lot of medicine, they make a lot of things out of dandelion, where other people say, oh, those are weeds, and we have this chemical to kill them. Take away your knowledge, the possibility of these things out here, they call weeds, are not weeds. They're medicine. It depends upon how you use them. Some will fight fungus, some will do this. There's so many things that are there. I've gone to places to know what certain things for. So you might buy something. I say, yeah, probably you can have it. I pick it up, put it in solutions. It's the antifungal. I forget the name of it now, but it's antifungal. You can mix it and put it and make soap out of it, and you can just do it to put antifungal. And when people understand these things, companies or whoever they are, they'll take it and make money, and it will work. Or what they'll do, they'll destroy it, so you will never get a chance to use it, and use that nonsense that's not as efficient and won't help you as much.
Yeah. You know something you said you would watch, and I saw that on YouTube. I saw an animal do that in real life. It was a raccoon, right? And he was came in my yard and tried to take my dog food. You know, I got a little dog, to take the dog food. And I went out there and I tried to get him with a rake, and he came at me. So I got my gun and I shot him, and I think I hit him in like his shoulder. I saw him. I literally saw this. I said, I wish I would have had my phone, because I know people don't believe this. He went to, because I was watching him, I'm like, well, I'm going to let him die. Because where I live, I'm not supposed to be shooting like that in this neighborhood. So I didn't go shoot him again. And he moved very slowly. He stopped, fell, got up, walked behind the tree, and he peeked around the tree and was looking at me. If I would have had my 22 rifle, I would have shot him between his eyes, because they don't make no noise. But that's another story. I literally saw him get some leaves or something from behind the tree, chew them. And whatever it was, he chewed them. And that animal was smart enough to pack the wound with that. What the same thing you said that orangutan did, I saw a coon do it.
Well, let me just say this: the raccoons will live also.
They're what?
And raccoons, coons, whatever you want to call them.
No, I'm saying you say they're what?
They're the same. They have them up here where I live, raccoons.
Oh, okay.
But I just want to say this: when I was in Africa, they told me, and I understand it really now. All these animals, all of them, are truly spirits that belong to somebody. And when I say belong to somebody, it could be a person, or it could be the animal belongs to a particular deity. And it's not always a good thing to do that. Since we're talking about this, like what you just brought up, there was a guy I know, neighbor, and he didn't like cats. He'd go meow. Well, one day I got up for whatever reason early. My dog took me outside, or I took the dog outside to go to the bathroom at the same time. And I heard some go pop, gun pop. I didn't see anybody. All I saw was the cat's tail lift up one more time and go down. Cat was dead. I went to look for the cat again, couldn't find it. But unbeknown to me or anybody who shot the cat, that cat had kittens. So they made those kittens, and often I made the kittens without a mother. I don't think any kittens was able to live too much longer anyway. The guy who killed the mother, one of the two of the kittens started to run behind the guy walking down the block. He looked. I don't know how much later, and this is a true fact, I don't know, a year or two, I don't remember how much longer, but his wife suddenly passed away. And from that time to this, which has been over 5 years, it's been more, he never bothered to kill another cat. He was able to put together, by killing that cat, he killed somebody's mother. The good one thing is, I'm talking nonsense. I observe a lot of things, and I get readings on things just to check things out. I went to a Babylon and he said to me, I see the mother cat is looking down from heaven to my cat, well, had her kittens. So when he took that life of that mother cat, Cats are witches. Now, animals have that connection to the other side of witchery, whatever you want to call it, and it's real. It's not make believe. People talk about Oshun and Yamaya and oh yeah, those are witches. And Eshu's in charge of all the witches. Real live, not make believe. And one don't have to believe it. I'm not here to try to change anybody's belief system. But trust me, I'll just leave it on that note. Trust me. Eshu's in charge of all of that.
Mm-hmm.
So, man never tried to kill another cat, never thought of killing another cat again. His 3 sons are without a mother. I knew the young lady, and every now and again we'd get in the yard and we'd start talking. I would talk about his wife, and chills would come all over me, and, we suddenly make a comment. He said, I'm not killing no cat. He said, I'm not doing it. Him and his father, they despised cats. Cats were the worst. His father, the older man, taught him how to not like cats. So he picked it up and continued to not like cats, kill a cat. And that's what happened. So I'm saying to you, when you see things like that raccoon is amazing. Basically, they're thieves. Because I've had them come, but they'll come and pick up sacrifice and put down there. They'll come and pick it up just like a skunk, just like a possum, just like cats. The spirit is called Iyami. Iyami is a very powerful spirit. And when you're doing certain things and you're putting certain things down, especially for the spirit, some animal is going to come again. It could even come as a bird. I'd often wondered to myself, why when I went to the poultry place, and I used to eat chicken before it became not right for me to eat them, I'd always hold this chicken and have a prayer with it because it was giving up its life for me. And the man in the store looked at me and he said, are you Muslim? I said, no. He said, I don't know. Just something I'm doing. Not realizing that that's part of what I work with now as who I am. When I'm giving rooster to Eshu Ogun, you have to first pray. You present as a presentation, a prayer. You say what you wanted to do. You give them the rooster. They come over. Of course, they want live. They want live. They don't want, they don't want no bones and scrap. You got to give them the chicken itself, and you say what you have to say, and you finish it off with what you have to do, and you walk away, and things happen. I'm not making this up. I have seen this happen before. I went to Nigeria, and I would go to the priest, and he would do what he had to do, and that would be that. And I would see things happen, depending upon what the animal was and what I needed. He would just look at the opele, read the opele, say, okay, bring me a goat, bring me a ram. This, that, and the other. Just like I'm saying, you, hey, if you go to the store, can you pick up a bag of potato chips for me? It's just like that. This is the world we live in. This is the real world. But people are not going to tell you this is the real world. They'll look at you and say, oh, you believe in that? Oh, okay. And look at you as if you're nuts. And somewhere back in their psyche, either they're doing it themselves, they know about it. Again, those who worship darkness will feel like maybe the light of intelligence, the light of this, of enlightenment, whatever. But those who worship ignorance and non-belief and don't want to believe and don't want to hear, they will fear you or dislike you for no reason at all if you're speaking like I'm talking. And that's the truth. Even if you're not bothering, and for the most part, you're not even bothering them. Because what you're doing is to enrich you. Why should somebody be concerned about what you're doing? If you, like I was saying before you came back, I started talking about spirits and depression and what have you. All depression is some spiritual, I'll just say nonsense. I got better word for it, but because we don't, we're talking in the end, ladies are there, I don't use certain words. But it's a bunch of nonsense. Spirit will dispel certain things you do will dispel a lot of negative energy. I knew this family. I'm not calling names because I know them too well. They were doing too much nonsense. They lost two grandsons. One was in a car accident, and that was like he was the only one in Chicago passed away. And his cousin, who I don't think he was 25, I didn't even know the boy. I heard about it, and I knew his mother, his grandmother, his great grandmother, all that, and the kind of people they are and were when they are a lot. This young man, I saw him only when he was in his mother's stomach. I didn't see him to see him. I just remember him as that was the baby his mother was pregnant with. He took a gun and put it to his head and pulled the trigger because a sacrifice had to be made. Too much dirt had been done, and he couldn't take it. He couldn't take it. Whatever was going on, he couldn't handle it. So they came to get him. I'm not saying that's in every case, but when you see people acting up or acting out, you gotta be, even yourself. If something's not right, you need to know to do something. You might search to the hospital. You say, well, I'm mentally not right. A lot of these movie stars, with the use of God rest his soul, so many of them were not clicking and clacking correctly because the spirit, but they were wrapped up in what the people had told them who existed and what didn't exist. Had they received the correct help, they'd be here today. No doubt about it. No doubt. With all her fame and fortune, it's like when people go on boats and they go for a sail, or these people go treasure hunt, and somebody dies in the hunt, or whatever the case may be, you have to give a sacrifice to whatever it is. You must give sacrifices. If not, you will be the sacrifice. As simple as that. So sometimes we're ironclad, well, we don't believe, I don't believe that, I'm not going to do nothing like that. And, you know, I can't, like I said before, if I could save the world, I would have bounced, I would have hit the ground plenty of times. Me and my loved ones would not have gone when they left. That's what they're going to show. But that was not my job to save the world. I was going to find that out. Mine is to help those who want to help themselves. Key factor. Those who want to help themselves, I can show and explain and say, well, this, that, you need to do this, that, okay, we can do that, and do it like that. My job is not to come on the air here or walk down the street and try to save a soul. Even though I see many people, it hurts my soul to see them, but unless they ask for help, I can't just say, hey, this is what you know, I can say, hey, you thirsty, you want to drink of water? And if the water is good, they say, oh, can I have some more of that? And that's knowledge being given. But to run them down and say, you got to drink this. If not, you're going to go to hell. I can't do that.
I got you.
I can't.
Understand.
Even though I see you go to hell, I'm seeing what I'm seeing. Sometimes I just have to take a breath.
Let me ask, do you believe in there's a heaven and a hell?
It's on earth.
Oh, okay, so we believe the same.
It's right here. It's right here. I've seen much. I've seen what I've seen on this planet Earth. Wee buddy, that's all I can say. Good God Almighty, help me. They say somebody help me, and I've seen turning around. I've seen the positive. So much beauty on this earth. So when they talk about certain things, they say the heaven is at hand, right here. It's right here. You have to go look for it. It's right here. You don't have to dig a hole. It's a state of mind, consciousness. It's where your spirit is at that moment in time, and where you are at that moment in time. Somebody's always trying to bring you a shroud of hell or a demon of some stupidness. I'll just leave it on that. A stupidness, you have to know how to counteract it.
Okay.
Like I tell many people, as I saw in the movie, because I say things so people can relate. I don't want people to think I'm talking from another. I'm talking from another vein, but I try to bring it on an earthly note. If one would say you can be so heavenly bound that you're no earthly good, I don't want to be that person. If you ever looked at what's his name, Doctor Strange in the movie, he says everybody got a demon. It's how you overcome the demon. Everybody got demons there. I got you got everybody. Sometimes they wait in the wings, you just sit there waiting to see how they can get to you. But it's how you elevate yourself above them. And the things you do is constant because you have to. They're not quitting. They're not quitting. Like I said, there's things you wear, there's certain things you carry on your body that can protect you from certain things. That's a whole nother story, but people have heard of a leg ace, certain people have heard of different amulets, different things you like. You're right there. Tell people about the what is the black tourmaline? That's something that pushes negativity away. I make it simple because things can be simple. You don't have to be as stressed out as people like to make it seem. But sometimes you got to do some stressed out things to bring balance back to your reality, whatever that might be. Whatever that might be.
Okay.
You know, but it's all there. And one would say, "You gonna do that?" I said, "Yeah, I'm gonna stick on course." I said, "Do that." And somebody said, "Man, you better go ahead and pay that because that's what it was. They can do it." And they'll get up and testify to the fact he did it for me, or they have done it for me. I'm going ahead and have that done, and it works. And sometimes you don't have anybody to vouch for anybody or anything. Sometimes, if things are hot enough, you better think about it and try it. So it'll work. But we had to learn lessons. You know, yeah, like some people go through different initiations with different people, different types of initiation. I was told by a Yoruba priest, he said, "Oh, they have an expression. Some people they have they say they're gonna scratch you, whatever that means. I don't know because I haven't had it done." And this priest was black as pitch. I'm just using that as an example. Black is dark. He said, "Pop, Benny, don't do it." He turned almost like ashen and white. I looked at him. He said, "No, you save your money, you get your money together, and you go to Nigeria so they can do X, Y, and Z for you. Do not do what they're doing there." I didn't ask him what was going to happen, but I didn't do it. Was I tempted to do it? Yeah, because I was going through so much hell. I wanted some kind of salvation, but I didn't do it. I chose to listen. And sometimes you have to make a choice what you're going to listen to. Sometimes you've done something, you say, "Damn, I sure wish I hadn't done that. Damn, I wish I had gone there." But then somebody tell you not to do it. "Yeah, man, but," well, you have to center yourself and say, "Well, listen, you got to take the evaluation of who's telling you what, why, and for what reason." So, like I told people before, gather your ducats, mean your money, whatever. Until then, I can help you. I'm getting things directly from there. I can help you until you get there. So, and as the gentleman said last week, you want to go instead of going to kill people. I said, we need somebody to take you. You can just get off the plane and look around, and somebody's going to walk up to you and say, "Oh, I'm the guy you're looking for." It doesn't work like that. But I like to just make mention of the fact I'm on what is it? WhatsApp. I've been on WhatsApp. You want to get to me and get some more deeper information I can't give here. I'm giving as deep as I possibly can because this is open space. Anybody can hear. You know, I'm a very private person. Even saying, "Call me on WhatsApp," I'm open the door there too because I don't know who's coming, what's coming, who. I'm not going to tell anybody how to rob no bank. I'm not going to tell anybody how to commit a murder and don't get caught. I'm not going to do that. All I'll do is tell you to the nth degree of what I know or what I can find out. And I go pretty deep into the bush over there in West Africa, very deep, to find out what it is that you might need to balance your act and what you truly or might need to continue doing. I do things and I bring some rum with it. I tell you, it knocks me on my backside. And I say knock me on my butt. knock me down, make me go to sleep. And I don't, it's, you don't have to drink a lot, just a sip, just a sip. But what they give me, I said, a little tiny thing. And I tell you, I go to sleep. And it's not something I can fight either. It's nothing bad. It's still, it's nothing bad. There's soaps like that. There's what they call different medicines like that. Those are things I have to do to maintain myself. I'm flesh and blood like anybody else, but like them. But they, for generations and generations and generations, I don't like to use the word they, but the culture there, of which we do not have, does exist. It does exist. And you can reach me on, I said, what's up? And we do. And then on that point, then I'll tell you how we can negotiate other things that you might need or want. Both. Can I give you everything you want? Maybe not. Because as my dad would say, you got wants, you got needs. You got to take care of the needs before you take care of the wants.
Yeah, that's a fact. You have to take care of the needs before you take care of wants.
I had my grandson tell me that one time. We were both younger. He said, Grandpa, I said, what? He said, you got needs and you got wants. You got to take care of your needs. Oh, this kid. The only other person I heard say that to me was my father, which was his great-grandfather. And I had sense enough to know not to ask him who told you that. Because that could have very well been my father that have come back, because my father gone on, passed on before this little guy came. And this little guy, he had to have hot cereal for farina, oatmeal, all that. So I don't like hot cereal versus ding dong, but that's something that they eat in the South as well as in Africa, as well as in the Caribbean. But that desire for me to eat hot cereal, except for almond grits, I don't have it. I used to be able to eat cream of wheat. I could tolerate Tina, but the rest of it, oatmeal, no thank you.
Yeah.
No thank you. No thank you. My grandmother, Horena, she used to call Horena, what's it called? Cornmeal porridge. What's his name? My boy, what's his name? Bob Marley speaks about, sharing porridge with his lady, cornmeal porridge. And my grandmother from South Carolina. It wasn't Caribbean, but they were all the same people. When we understand there's no difference from the Caribbean, from the South Carolinian, from the person like Georgia, Alabama, North Carolina, they tell us we're different. We are not different. And once we understand that and start to respect that factor, that will close the gap of ignorance. Because ignorance is a bit much. See,
yeah, you are correct. You are correct. We're the same people from Mississippi to New York to LA. We are the same people, and we have and we have been divided.
Intentionally.
Yep.
Yeah, I've been salvaged and saved and what have you from. They tried to shipwreck me and throw me away, whatever. I was saved by the grace of Almighty, by the grace of Almighty God, whom I call Ogundabade, to be able to sit right here this day and talk. This was not the plan. But when they started up with me, trying to do what they had to do to me, there was a hand mightier than my own knowledge, mightier than my own, that foresaw before I was born. This is what I'd be doing. Before I was conceived in my mother's womb, because the doctor talked about science, the doctor told my mother she couldn't have no children. So she couldn't have none. But I'm here. And I've been here for a minute. And I so love my mother and father that I didn't do anything to embarrass them or to mess my body up with liquor or drugs. And do everything I could do to keep a straight mind. I didn't embarrass them. I didn't just, there's a lot of ways of disrespecting and embarrassing people. I love my mother so much, my father so much, that I kept myself straight. That's the least I could do. or the most I could, whatever you want to look at. And I'm not beating anybody up who's done otherwise. But everybody got a lesson to learn on their own hand. But I was too afraid to deal with drugs, and I didn't like liquor trying to control me. I didn't need that. And I've gone through hell. I've gone through some hard times. Trust me. But I didn't pick up nothing to do nothing to ease any pain. I just suffered through it. And I'm not saying I'm a better man because I did. And if other person less the woman, less the man, person rather than because they did, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what I did. You know, there was times I didn't even know, and night would come. I wish day would come, so I didn't have to go to sleep. When the night would come, I wish, like I said, day would come. When day would come, I was so tired, really tired. That's how people, what they do, can have my head off balance. And still, I wasn't doing nothing crazy. Yeah. Anybody got any questions out there they want to ask me? Remember, y'all can anyone else want to reach me on WhatsApp. 5 minutes, right there on WhatsApp. Got a picture of a dog on there.
No, you know, and there's no questions, and we have a few more minutes.
You bring me some questions, and we don't want to waste no time. Like I was telling the gentleman last week, who I don't remember who it was. He said he wore blue because I told him to wear blue and how people responded to him. Yes, sometimes you got to break that blue up. Put some white with the blue. You don't want your spirit to be deprived of light. So I basically wear yellow and white and stuff like that, or wear blue pants. Unknowingly, I'll do these things. When I say unknowingly, that's just part of what I do. You know, I don't have a blue hat, I have a white hat. Once men get a certain age, once you get over 40, 45, in that area, you need to put a hat on your head.
You need to put a hat on your head. Why is that?
To cover your head.
Yeah, but
I'll find out the reason if I can. I know you need a hat on your head.
In fact, find out the reason, because I don't like nothing on my head. I don't care, and I'm bald. I don't care. It can be 10 degrees, 5 degrees. I don't put nothing on my head.
See, when it's cold, you don't wear nothing on your head because heat leaves your body. And you don't want you wearing something cold. And I found out from my grandmother. One of my grandmothers said to me, I came up there to see it one day. It was a Caribbean grandmother. She said, wear your hat. I said, no, so. She said, put a hat on. She said, you let the heat out your body. Now, if there's another reason she didn't tell me, but I've heard that.
Well, you do let heat out of your body. But let me tell you the reason why I don't wear nothing on my head. It doesn't make a difference to temperature. If I put some on my head, I sweat. So I find if it's cold and I sweat, that make it cold. My head sweat. Don't care how cold it is out there. When I put some on my head, I sweat.
Well, see, you got that moon and Leo. You got fire.
Yeah.
Seriously. You fire, buddy. You might be Capricorn, and that's the Earth. That's ruled by Saturn, which is a cold planet. You might be very practical about things you do, with your moon also rules a lot about who you are. See, people don't understand. Say, what's your sign? I want to know your birth date so I can find out, so I can totally give you some insight about who you are and what you're about. That's why when I asked you your birth date, you told me, and I looked up and said, oh, it's got moon Leo. That's moon Leo. That's why sometimes you might be a little stubborn. You want things your way, fixed, and this, that, and the other. People should understand why a person is the way they are. You're born on the 10th. You're a number 1. You don't be following nobody. If you follow somebody, they got to really be telling you something good or whatever the case, because you're very independent, which is nothing wrong with that. The only thing is you want to make sure you don't get too far ahead of yourself where like no man is an island. We all need people. We all need some, like I'm the firstborn. So I'd have that energy of a number one. I'm Aquarius with a Mars and Aquarius to give me that Aryan dynamic fire. Okay? And I'm the firstborn child, so I had nobody show me anything. I had to find out for myself. That's why I walk very lightly. I didn't run out there and do stuff. I want to say something else. I didn't do craziness because I had to be careful. I didn't have nobody to pull me back. I said, oh, don't do that, you get in trouble. I had to use all my senses. And one spanking would go a long, long way. In fact, I didn't even need to be spanked. I just had to be threatened with a spanking or given a look. I was good. I was really good. I was so good it wasn't even funny. Really? Because I know what the backup to that was, and that wasn't going to be good. So, yeah, I wanted to listen. I was trained by the visual, some verbal. I didn't need a whole lot of handling like that. Although as far as I'm concerned, I got my share. Okay, some other people, what they do, I would never do. I had a friend of mine, his father told him don't do something. Well, he was the number one, he was the 19th of September. And his father, I think, was a 6 or something, opposition numbers anyway. I learned that, figure that out later. But he told his son, don't do such and such. His son did it anyway. His father came to get him. I saw it with my own eyes. He said, excuse me, so-and-so. And grabbed his son and pulled him off the front porch where we were all sitting and beat him all the way home. Big old boy, 15, 16 years old. My daddy would never have to do all that to me. At all.
You understood that there were consequences and repercussions, huh?
Yeah, I understood, man. Listen, let me tell you, I didn't need a whole lot of beat ups. But whipping, as he also said, the whoopings that I did get were, as he said again, were sufficient. See, I understand Southern vernacular, and I say that even though I speak with a Yankee accent, to let people know I'm not above or beyond understanding where everybody comes from. Everybody, trust me. Don't let this Yankee accent make you think that I think I'm better than because I don't. Or don't think because I talk about the Caribbean or the Africa that's inside of me that I'm better than anybody because I don't. I just understand, and I try to be that person, that whatever you want to call it, where I can join it up so you can understand also. Very important to understand. That's the basic of all things. Understanding. That's why I made a statement last week. The gentleman asked me he wanted to understand about going to Africa, get himself together so he can create a movement. The only movement you can, if he hears this tape, if he's out there listening, the only movement you can do is gain knowledge as I have, and people see what you do and make the right connection. One-on-one, they said, as Bob Marley would say, or Jamaicans will say, each one teach one. That's the movement. Each one teach one. Because if you think a whole mass of people are going to come following you, and even if you do, there's going to be a Judas, there's going to be a something, there's going to be somebody there to betray you. I'm not discouraging anybody from helping. As I'm on I don't say television, I'm on radio right now. I'm on this system right now. And I'm sure people can tap in here from wherever they are. I'm not afraid, I'm not ashamed. But I understand this is what you have to do. Some folks are going to like what I'm saying. Somebody's going to say, oh, that's one of the small ones. Oh, maybe. Maybe. But if everybody just follows suit, listen to that voice inside your head. Listen to that stomach, that gut, your feeling, that emotion, that spirit. That's something that won't lie to you. If something tells you, hold up, hold back, don't do that right now, pay attention. It would behoove you to listen. It's not many times. And I didn't have no reason to understand why until after it was done. And the fact I was working at a place and I was checking luggage and checking luggage and checking luggage. And Spirit told me to hold the tickets. Told me once. And I said, okay. Came back again like I'm talking to you folks now. Loud, because in my head, hold the tickets. And I said, I said, the man thought this. The man came to me, he said, I said, no, just wait a minute. I'm going to give them to you. Well, when they saw inside that we had made that connection, so they thought. He said, Pa, how many bags have you said? I said, I don't know. I got all the tickets right here in my hand. Those folks with pink faces looked at me. All they could do was take it. They could say, man, if I had given that man those tickets, there's nothing I could say that I wasn't selling weight. They wouldn't want to hear anything. I said, I don't want to hear anything. I gave them all the tickets. And the Spirit told me, he said, hold the ticket. I gave them. They came and asked me to give the two of them. I don't forget that day at all. At all. And all those Judases that were around me that betrayed me, all they could say, he's smart. They knew that I was doing things because the people go places to get you checked out. Instead of getting a reading on themselves and what they can do to help themselves, they want to see what everybody else is doing. So I know people check me out. I know it. And nothing I can do is stop them. But I know I was right.
Yeah.
Yep. They're gonna follow you around. Listen, once you start to escape, I can give you something. The car is gonna help you do so and so and so and so. They said so and so. But what I'm giving you is connecting you to a higher force. And I'm not the force. I'm just the messenger. I'm just the messenger. I talked about a heartbeat. I'm just the messenger. No more than that. You know, you don't even have to give me a standing ovation. I said, okay, I got this for that, this for that, this for that. Okay. So I can keep that man across the water because he's not giving it to me free. And then I got to give DHL their amount. Anybody want to know about DHL? They're postal service that's safer to deal with them than what do you call the post office. Post office things get lost. One way or the other, sometimes you just don't get what you send from here to there. DHL is gonna make sure whoever you send to what, they don't get it.
Yeah. Well, hi Benny. That's our time for today. Could you close out with the
I surely will. As I get up in the morning, you need the prayer?
Yeah, I want you to close out with the prayer, but there's no but. Yes, I want you to I want you to close out. I want you to close out with the prayer, and then that. But before we get to that prayer, I want to thank Pat Benny for coming through, sharing his wisdom with us today. For the people that came through, I hope you got something that you could use. And everyone have my email, BakariPromising@gmail.com. You want to get in touch with Pat Benny, y'all hit me on that email and let me know. So let's give this man a hand for coming through.
My pleasure. It's always my pleasure to help somebody out. Because the one person will help another, they'll keep on going because it's not a joke out here when you don't know what to do.
Yeah, I know. So I appreciate you coming through, sharing your wisdom, sharing your experiences and everything with us. So yes, I just want to tell you that before you close out with the prayer. And now you can go ahead and do your prayer.
Okay. I do this in the morning or do it in different times of the day. Depends upon. Usually I definitely do it in the morning. has the Majuba. Means to salute. Majuba Ifa, Majuba Odamen, Majuba Olumila, Majuba Olofia, Majuba Ogia Rifa, Majuba all of my ancestors, Majuba all Babalaos, divine work people that have passed away. She was the owner of the day. And I ask for blessings and good fortune and success for everybody that here who came to attend this afternoon, or those who pick up on this after the fact and listen, because we'll be on the air forever. What this doesn't go away. So to bless them for listening, paying attention. Might just been one little tidbit of information. Always come in and find us here. You know, Bakari's information, contact him, contact me at WhatsApp, Benny. You know, we'd be more than happy to give you information to help you. It could be just a little thing, you know, because nobody knows it all. At a certain age, you learn you don't know anything at all. But a few things. Okay, I'll be talking to you later, Bakari, and you take care of yourself.
And you do the same.
All right, have a good day.
Same to you. And thank everybody for coming through. Peace and one love.